We know that prices on new and used vehicles are completely insane right now, but guess what? There's a loan crisis going on. So many people are becoming behind on their car payments. They bought too much car, they just can't afford it, and the dealership added markups, addendum stickers, and all this stuff, so they're upside down in the vehicle. It's crazy. It's a bad situation because the dealership put a lot of these customers farther upside down. They're stuck like Chuck. They can't even get a new car or get out of that car if they wanted to because they have so much negative equity. And it's becoming a big issue in Ally Bank, which is a huge auto lender. They are actually pulling back in their auto segment because so many people are not making their payments and they're having to increase their loan loss provision, which is what banks put aside a little bit of money to say, hey, these are the amount of people who are not going to make their payments. We got to be prepared for that because we know there's a certain amount of people that just simply won't make their payments and we have to prepare. So that's why they put that money aside and they're always increasing their loan loss provisions. It's quite interesting what's going on right now in the auto loan market, but I can tell you it definitely affects dealerships. It's getting harder to get people approved, and a lot of them thrive on worse credit. They really do. The bad credit or even the okay credit, now it's going to be a lot harder to get that person approved. If you have good credit, a bank's not even going to ask you for anything. But if you have questionable credit, they're going to need proof of income, proof of this, proof of that, because they want to verify stuff. But banks they were really stupid, in my opinion, during 2021, 22. They were lending over MSRP on a new vehicle. What do you think's going to happen, bank? What do you think's going to happen, customer? You're going to be stuck like Chuck. You're going to be behind. If you do buy a car like that, you have to put a proper down payment either way, but it's just like, why would you lend over the value of the vehicle? It just makes sense from a lender standpoint not to do that, but some people don't have an option. They get stuck in negative equity, and it's just a cycle. They go on and on and on, but banks are having to say no, so it will affect the car market because people can't keep getting money if they can't make the payment. So they're having to say no more often, do more checks, and actually verify things, and it's getting harder for these dealerships to get certain people approved. You got a lot of it. I'm telling you, like Chevy dealerships, Ford dealerships, they deal with a lot of bad credit. I did work at an Acura dealership. We didn't see near as much credit that wasn't as good there, but if you go to like a Chevy, a Ford, you're going to see a lot more bad credit. It just is what it is. And it's because a lot of these people, costs are going up, rent's going up, everything's going up, so they get pinched. And what are they cutting out? They're cutting out the car, it gets repoed, but a bank will still finance someone that has a repo on their record from like a year ago. So it's like, what in the world? I could tell you a lot of these people, I wouldn't give my money to them, but hey, banks prepare for this and they know certain people will make it, certain people won't. It's a math equation. They do the math. It is what it is. They try to make money on it. But I think it was really stupid people were buying cars they can't afford, obviously, and then bankers giving loans to people that can't afford the cars. So it's just never-ending cycle, and it's a mess. But it will affect the market. We'll see what actually happens. People are becoming farther behind on their car payments, and it's actually like 5% of car loans are behind, 90 days behind. So pretty crazy. Hopefully people can get that up, but it's just the cost of living's going up. Everything's changing. And we know these prices are just crazy. Have you ever seen 100,000 plus pickup trucks like we have here lately? You will go to any Ford dealership across America, there will be a $100,000 F-150 most likely. Any Chevy dealership, there will be a $100,000 truck there. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. And the new vehicles are having more issues. So let's say you're making a payment on a vehicle, a used vehicle you bought, it's out of warranty. What do? You don't have enough money to repair it. You got your payment, it's having issues. So people really get stuck in this situation because I think the vehicle quality is almost at its lowest ever. And these used car prices are crazy. They're stupid. So if you bought a used car, especially during 22, 20, you almost paid MSRP for a used car that was probably 5 years old with 50,000 miles. You paid MSRP. That's how bad the prices were. Now they're still crazy high, but they came down a little bit on the used side, but still not enough. But we're just going to have to see what happens. It's getting harder for dealerships to get people approved. They're going to have to get more paperwork from the customer, and it's harder to get cars that are way overinflated on the value because banks are saying, no, we're only going to do the value of the vehicle, which makes sense, right? And if you didn't know, banks charge the dealership bank fees to get bad credit people approved. So they are even paying $1,000+ fees to get certain people approved. A lot of dealerships say, I'm not doing that, but a lot of them still do it because there's no other way to get this volume out the door but to pay the fee. And the lender knows they're not going to make their payment, so they make the bank pay a fee. It's basically like a repo no fee at the end of the day so they can get it right back. But here's the deal. I will say this. It's harder to get a house than a car. It's pretty crazy. I can go buy a $100,000 car today. To go get a $100,000 house, I'd have to get lending on that. It would take quite a while. It would take some time, and I'm not rushing anything either way. I'm just saying it's harder to get a house than a car, and a car depreciates so much more, and it's so much normally a worse buy, but it's so bad how easy these lenders make it. A $40,000, $50,000 loan, you can make $20,000, $30K a year, probably a $60,000 loan making $30 a year, and a lender would say that's okay, or even, I don't even know how far they'll stretch it, but it's pretty crazy. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, and stay blessed.